Welcome to our next book review session organized by SharedPen Official, proudly in collaboration with Cafe X. Interested participants are invited to direct message us to join our esteemed book club.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is me, Medhat Zafar, and today I'm here to give you a nitty-gritty about TSP, the SharedPen Official, who has recently collaborated with Cafe X. So this is the fourth session of reading club, and the SharedPen Official aims to foster the writing skills of young minds. We aims to foster the writing skill of young people. Moreover, we discuss several social issues on our platform. So now I would love to give it a Kickstarter with a quote that is खुदी का सिर्र नेहा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, खुदी है तैबो फसा ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, ये दौर अपने बराहीम की तलाश में है, सनम कदा है जहां ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह। इन्हीं अशार के साथ मैं दावत सुखन पेश करती हूँ आसिया अमीन मैम को टू गिव अ रिव्यू ऑफ हर बुक, and I am delighted to have you over here, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
Apologize for not being on time. I always get stuck with my family exigencies. But yes, to show up is more important than not show up at all. So, I also would like to begin with a quote. I don't know whether it is exact, but I'm sure that our audience here is intelligent enough to understand the crux. Albert Einstein has said, if you want your children to be geniuses and do great, read them fairy tales. And if you want them to be greater, read them more fairy tales. Because he says that with intelligence, you can reach somewhere. With intelligence, with mind, with reason. But with imagination, there is no limit. And fairy tales and miracles and anything unattainable, unachievable, or unbelievable, or unimaginable has been achieved by the power of imagination. And today, we are here in 21st century with all the technology, with all the facilities, with all the things which our ancestors and forefathers would have never imagined. They would have never imagined that we can be sitting in one place of the world and the entire world would get that message. They would never think that we can fly like birds the way we are flying now. They could have never thought that we will be on the moon and we are on the moon. This is all the power of human imagination, that what they wanted, what they dreamt, and where the mind went, and then they were there. This book, which I would be reviewing today, is a comic by an author called Raina Telgemeier. This is on special request by my daughter, but I love my daughter so, and she had a reason to give me this book for review. Raina Telgemeier, to tell you about this author, this is how she looks, and she's a decent, beautiful looking woman. I think all women are beautiful. It depends on what type and what the standards of beauty are in that place. So Raina Telgemeier was a very, very shy kid. Me reviewing this comic, firstly, is that I want you to encourage our kids or even us to read comics with illustrations, especially with great authors, with great things, because this is how the habit of reading starts, right? And she has enunciated her experiences in a very, very beautiful way, and we all would have been there in our childhood. She was a shy, bullied kid, and she suffered from complexes, fears, and was targeted at home, at school, and everything. And here in Smile, she's being targeted for her braces for years, bullied, mocked, and made feel small, which didn't help with her, self-worth. And apart from self-worth, it hampered her digestion. She used to feel sick all the time, throw up all the time, not feel. And then came a stage when she was a misfit and she couldn't do things. And her mother took her for therapy. And therapy is very common these days. Those days it was not common. It was a taboo that she's going for therapy because she had these fears. Okay, if I eat this thing will happen. If I eat that thing will happen. All these things, all these illnesses which come from low self-worth, from bullying. And I think we all have been at that place in some point in time where we have been told that we are not good enough and great enough. So how the story starts, so Raina, what she used to do, she used to come back home and she used to make these pictures, these illustrations, and write down whatever is happening in her life. And later, with some editing and everything, she published these books, and she was very brave enough to speak her story and to speak her truth. So this is a takeaway from what I want to. The idea of driving back home is the idea that we all were, or maybe are still, made feel small in some ways, but we are not. And Raina couldn't give up her classmates who used to bully her, because she thought she'd be lonely. She thought she won't have anybody. But then later, as the story unfolds, as she completes her third comic, she lets go of her classmates or friends who are not good for her or fit for her. She goes into a remote and reclusive time where she's alone with her books and things. And then when she discovers herself, she finds better people. She finds better friends. So how it starts that she is not a great athlete. She thinks that, okay, being a certain type and fitting in a certain category would help her. So her friends tell her, okay, you can't run fast, let's run fast. She runs so fast and she slips because of peer pressure and she loses these two front teeth. They drop. Then she goes to the dentist, her mother takes her there. And one more idea to take away home, that when something goes wrong in life, it is one thing after the other. It's a chain of events. तब कुछ सही नहीं होता. एक के बाद एक. So dentist के पास जाती है, वो उसके दोबारा दांत वापस लगाता है. वो ये नहीं देखता है कि बोन डैमेज हुई है, ये दांत और ऊपर चले जाते हैं. तो ये इसके आगे वाले दांत इतने ही होते हैं, till here. And she looks more, stranger than ever. So she's bullied more. Oh, you're a vampire. Oh, we've all been called names in school, I think, or in the family. Some जानवरों के नाम तो हमने सुने होंगे अपने ऊपर. So then, it is years of going to a dentist, going back, and when she eats the kind of food she can eat, then her classmates making her fun. Then she realizes that, looks and things are not enough. What matters is what she thinks and does, what she becomes. She didn't smile for years because she had braces, because she was laughed upon and she was mocked upon. And then she tries to fit in and be cool by wearing certain kind of clothes. Friends, we all tell, hame bhi dost bolte hain, like some, and it's a very strange thing about our society, that how forward we are, how good we are, is really, dependent upon how we look. I've heard that, once this guy, what was his name, Swami Vivekananda, had to go to some place and he went in a very plain dressed, dhoti, kurta and all that, and he was shoved away. That he said, no, I am a person who is supposed to be here at the master of the ceremony. He said, no, tumhare jaise bahut dekhe hain. And then he was sent away. So many of us most of us in our society are judged about how we look, how we, our external appearance. But that is not everything. In fact, that's a very, very small or a negligible thing. What is there is inside us. So as some great author has said, you look at the shoe, but don't forget about the foot. The foot is the real thing, where it takes you, where it actually takes you. And school experience has been one of our greatest and one of our worst experiences of life, all of us. And then parents, also target us for being not fitting in and being difficult and complaining about everything. We have seen our teenage, we have seen our young age. Raina faces all those things. Raina faces challenges by her siblings. She faces challenges by her friends. She faces challenges by her classmates when she cannot eat properly. She eats slowly because of her braces, and then she cannot finish her lunch, and people take away her lunch. Then, this kind of struggle she faces with the parents. Then for years she's going through this, for years and years. But she transforms her pain into something, which is writing. That's why she has 5 books with illustrations in her kitty, and she's one of the best-selling author in New York for comics for ages between 8 to 14. The way she narrates her story, how brave she has been when it came to her parents, when it came to her friends. She was made to wear strange clothes to look cool and hip and whatever. She thought she would never attract any person of opposite gender. She could never marry because she was always made feel not beautiful. Now she has beautiful children. She's doing much better than her friends. Her books are selling. She's doing great in terms of career. She looks fabulous. So we have to understand and believe that we are not defined but by what we are today, what people tell us, that we are failures or losers or not good enough or not great enough, not accolade enough, not a degree enough. So, don't go by the checklist world, society, and unfortunately sometimes family gives us. They said, oh, you don't have this, you're an outcast in our eyes. No, you're not. As long as you know yourself, as long as you know that how that hurt, that pain and power, you can firstly express your story. We are expressing our stories. When I'm standing here, I am not saying it for the sake of saying. I've been very fortunate in my life, but I have really struggled in my teenage days with my weight. I was a little overweight and I was really bullied. I used to look much elder than my age, and I used to love food. I used to cry, why aren't they allowing me to eat? And it just went away. Some things just solve on their own. Some things just take time. She thought it is the end of the world. She thought, she might die eating artichoke or whatever. It doesn't. What is there today, you will laugh about it. But yes, enrich yourself, learn about yourself, learn about She knew that she was good at writing. She knew she was good at drawing. She drew and she kept them there. And one day she was brave enough to show the world and narrate her story. And when I read her story, and when we read any story, most of us say, oh my God, this is my story too. Yes. So, and it makes us feel good. And when these people can go from a stage where they're burnt to the ground and rise, and we get motivated by them, and why we read about them, for us also there is no limit. It's just the mindset we take. So, एक हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि परिस्थिति बदलने के लिए क्या करना पड़ता है? परिस्थिति बदलने के लिए सिर्फ मनस्थिति बदलनी पड़ेगी। तो मैं आपके साथ एक छोटी सी एक्सरसाइज करती हूँ बस लास्ट में। आप लोग सब थोड़ा पीछे बैठ जाइए, ऐसे थोड़ा उदास चेहरा बनाइए, बना लीजिए, बोलिए कि मैं बहुत परेशान हूँ, बोलिए जिंदगी बहुत खराब है, कुछ अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है, प्लीज सैड घूम रहे हैं। हाँ, अब वापस आते हैं, आप लोग आगे अपना पोस्चर ठीक रखिए और थोड़ा अलर्ट हो जाइए और बहुत अच्छे से मुस्कुराइए, हंसिए और बोलिए मेरी जिंदगी खराब है। नहीं बोल पा रहे ना, नहीं हो पा रहा ना, आपने अपना माइंड सेट चेंज कर दिया, आप हंस रहे हैं, आपने बॉडी लैंग्वेज केवल चेंज की है, ठीक है सिर्फ, और आप बोल ही नहीं पाएंगे जब एक आप पावरफुल और कॉन्फिडेंट पोस्चर में होंगे, अटायर में, और हंस रहे होंगे। जब आप हंसते हो ना तो गम को भी हंसी आ जाती है कि मैं इसके पास नहीं जाऊंगा। तो जब आप बोलेंगे, हंसते रहेंगे, एनर्जी एक ऑरा रखेंगे अपना जानबूझ के, आप डिप्रेस हो ही नहीं सकते। तो माइंडसेट है, एवरीथिंग इज माइंडसेट। पूरी दुनिया जीतोगे और माइंडसेट ठीक नहीं होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा, और बहुत कम होगा और माइंडसेट होगा। तो जो मैंने पहले कहा, इमेजिनेशन, ये जो कर्व है ना स्माइल, ये दिस इज द ओनली कर्व व्हिच स्ट्रेटन्स द मोस्ट क्रूकेड थिंग्स इन दिस वर्ल्ड। तो मुस्कुराइए, ये सुन्नत भी है, ये हेल्थ के लिए भी अच्छा है, और ये आपको खराब नहीं होने देगी। तो दैट इज ऑल। सो स्माइल एंड स्माइल। ऑल द बेस्ट। अल्लाह हाफिज़।
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, for your beautiful juncture. We are on cloud 9 because it was really a motivating session for all of us to know about the vagaries of life that we often, let ourselves to dominate, but it shouldn't. Well, the book that I would be reviewing, or the lessons that I derived from The Alchemist, I'll be limelighting some of those lessons that I got from it. First thing is that resonates in my mind is the fear of failure is the biggest impediment in your life. The fear of failure is the biggest obstacle in your life. Remember that your setbacks are your opportunities. The way to your success. You can't succeed without making mistakes. You can't succeed without stumbling. So remember, setbacks are important. Failures are important. You can't, put your life at stake by thinking that we are gonna die tomorrow. Ultimately, we have to die, but we can't die in the apprehension of dying.
Before dying.
So remember, number one point, failure is the biggest obstacle. Fear of failure is the biggest obstacle in your life. Number second thing that I derived from the book is the secret of life. Thou to fall 7 times, but to get up 8 times. You may, get screwed up in your life in several times, but to stand up with the same dedication, with the same spirit, that is an achievement. And don't think what people say, because the society we live in, people will mock you, as ma'am said it very explicitly, very intricately, that people will judge you up, they will judge you. But follow your instincts and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and follow your personal legend. That means the aim or the objective that you want to attain in your life. Most of the people think that they cannot do this, like whatever they had said in their respective lives. That is because of the peer pressure of the society that made them think so that it's not their cup of tea to do that specific task, but it's not so. This shepherd boy had a recurrent dream of had a recurrent dream of a treasure, and he strived for it. He strived so hard for it, and he ultimately gets the treasure at the end of the chapter. Number third thing that I would love to reiterate or repeat is that there is only one way to learn. It's through actions. It's through your experience. You can't sit sedentary in your home. You can't sit sedentary at your home. While आप घर पे बैठ के जिंदगी का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं कर सकते, ना ही किताबें पढ़ के आप जिंदगी का एक्सपीरियंस गेन कर सकते हैं. Even if you are a voracious reader, even if you are an avid reader, even if you are confined in four walls of a house, आप तब तक नहीं जिंदगी का एक्सपीरियंस ला सकते जब तक आप जिंदगी जी के नहीं देखेंगे, जब तक आप acquaintances नहीं देखेंगे. It is very important for a person to get the experience rather than being stuck or sedentary in his own life. So in a way, I'm trying to say that experience is very important thing. It's a very crucial and essential thing that one must have in life. Reading books is okay. Being an avid reader is okay, but experience at the same time adds beauty to your life. Number fourth thing is, that's in the book actually. I don't live in either my past or my future. I am entrusted only in present. See, what is our problem is that we either think about past or we think about future. Either we think about the setbacks that we have had in our life or about the regrets that we had. But we at the same time we are denying the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted you present day. He has granted you something जो आपके सामने सबके सामने है. अभी का कोई नहीं सोचेगा, हम या तो आगे का सोचते हैं या तो पीछे. So it's better to evolve more, to have a positive attitude towards life. Whatever is happening, it's happening good. You should be very grateful to your Lord. Number 6th line, and I don't know why it's my favorite. And when you want to achieve something, all the universe conspire in helping you to achieve it. It happens actually. When you have the personal legend, an aim in your life, even if it seems impossible to you, but nature helps you to attain that specific objective. Now, and last but not least, with each day is the same as the next, when each day is the same as the next, it is because people fail to recognize the good things that happen in their lives every day that the sun rises. It means that number one, we should not be aimless, wandering here and there. Number second is like we learn and we evolve each day. और अगर हम इस एटीट्यूड को लेकर आगे चलेंगे कि हम हर एक दिन एक नया लेसन सीख रहे हैं, only then our life can turn out to be fructiferous. अगर आप एक ही अप्रोच रख रहे हो कि एक दिन गुजर रहे हैं और हासिल कुछ नहीं, then obviously the results will be vague and monotonous at the same time. Your attitude and approach towards life should be a bit different in order to make it more fructiferous, in order to make it befitting, in order to make it good at the same time. Thank you for being all ears. I would love to invite Mr. Burhan to present the review of his respective book.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The book which I am going to review today is The Temporary Gift, Reflections on Love, Loss and Healing by Asma Hussain. The author is born and raised in Toronto, Canada. Toronto, Canada. The author is born and raised in Toronto, Canada. I'll simply say it's a book if someone is in some dramatic moment, pain, anxiety, loss, depression, or has lost someone beloved, something important. This book will help him understanding the healing, understanding the mercy of God, God's love and embrace. I guarantee that despite of reading this book, despite you have pain, you will feel that there is something to breathe. There is something to breathe, there is something to live with patience and consistency. The main character of the book is Amar Qasim, a beautiful, pious soul. He dies after a peaceful protest returning to home in Alexandria, Egypt, shot by a military sniper. He leaves behind a woman widowed and a 9-month-old child fatherless or brutal. This book is the record of journal entries by his widow. A record of journal entries by his widow during the 2 years past the departure of his beloved. And it's a real story. The author of the Asma beautifully writes that how to live in the life of immense grief, darkness. And I'll simply say that जब मैंने इसके पहले 3 पेज पढ़े थे, सिर्फ 3 या 4 पेज, उसके बाद मैं ज़ोहर नमाज के लिए जा रहा था. During prayers, I felt like I'm just going in front of the God. I'm seeing God. My heart was so fast. I felt like this is the first time I experienced that my prayers are being accepted. मुझे लगा कि मतलब इस तरह का ईमान और फेथ और हिम्मत अगर हम सब में हो तो जिस किसी को भी कभी गम मिले, दुख मिले, I think he will never regret it. Even he will thank God that the God always decides the best. The God always decides the best. You have to be satisfied what God has done. Each and everything, whether you cry off that or you smile. In this book, author always also portrays a deep and profound love for her beloved. She is writing after the departure of her husband. She is writing everyday healing process beautifully. And if anybody of us, कोई भी जो हमारे इर्द गिर्द है, हमारे भाई बहन, जो कोई भी हम, जिस किसी को भी हम होते हैं, या कोई इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, किसी के लिए पेट भी हो सकता है, कोई भी चीज हो सकती है, तो हमें उस चीज पे सब्र कर लेना चाहिए, यकीन कर लेना चाहिए कि गॉड ने, अल्लाह ताला ने इससे बेहतर लिखा होगा. और जब मैं अस्मा की बात करूं, इस विडो की बात करूं जिसने ये बुक लिखी है, उसके डिपार्चर के बाद ही वो एक ऑथर बन पाई. उसने उससे पहले कभी सोचा ही नहीं था कि मैं कभी लिख पाऊंगी, और इस दर्द ने उसे लिखने पे मजबूर कर दिया. उसे ये समझ आ गई, he understood that how faithful we should be, how thankful we should be. Asma says that whatever there is in our possession, whatever our father, sister, or all the things, we are just the temporary possession. This is temporary for us. He is Al-Wahhab, the bestower, the gift giver, who is able to give us. He is also able to take these things away from us. So we should be aware of it. Whenever God bestows something to us, at that time we should know that He has the power to take these things away from us. So why, after losing something, why we lament, why we cry? That's the human nature. And if Asma beautifully, whenever he feels pain after the loss of her husband, he always quotes a supporting verse from Quran or a supporting hadith or a quote. He often quotes Ibn al-Qayyim. It is very beautiful how he supported herself in the light of Quran and Ahadith. I remember I was feeling struck at the amount of faith this woman had. तो उस टाइम जब मैंने पहली बार फील किया कि इस बहन के पास इतना ईमान है कि what I'm going to answer the questions of God, कि मुझे अगर कोई छोटी सी भी चीज मुझसे खो जाए तो we always say हाय पे उतावन मैं क्या करूं typical Kashmiri, we always say that means we judge the doings of God, we judge the decisions of God. हम सब कहते हैं कि हमें पता है कि जो अल्लाह जो भी करता है सही करता है. We often say that जो भी करता है सही करता है, जो भी उसका फैसला है, he is the ultimate. पर जब हमें करने की बारी आए तब हम नहीं कर पाते. Then we blame. हाय क्या इसको क्यों मेरे साथ ही क्यों हुआ, और भी क्या दुनिया में मेरे साथ ही क्यों हुआ. That time we lose our faith. हम अपना जो कॉन्फिडेंस जो हमने बनाए रखा होता है बचपन से कि हमें गॉड पे इतना बिलीव है, ये करते हैं वो करते हैं, but at that time we lose it. वो टेस्ट करते हैं. He tests you whether you are worthy of heaven or not. I will simply say this book is an enzyme of reinforcement of faith. It's a catalyst for the reinforcement of faith. I wish whoever reads it among you or our other viewers, he will definitely feel that his faith is reinforced.
Can you please say the name again, name of the book?
The Temporary Gift by Asma Hussain. I don't have the hard copy, I have a soft copy, I have read from it, and if anybody needs it, I will share.
Thank you so much.
This book teaches how to be patient and what are the fruits after being patient. Asma quotes the quote of Ibn al-Qayyim, "Oh you who are patient, just bear a little more, just a little more, man." See how powerful these words are. जब भी हम अगर कभी पैन हो जाए, कभी कोई दर्द हो जाए, अगर हम बस इतना ही सोचें कि just bear a little more, just a little more remains, our lives will be very easy. We have lost faith, and of course at these points when we feel we are broken, we lose peace. I will read a little book from this book, and this paragraph she has titled it "Not Knowing the Future." She writes, "How merciful our Lord is that He did not allow us to know the future." How many of us would shy away from our dreams if we knew we would fail? How many of us would escape the idea of love if we knew, we would have our hearts broken. How many of us would not study, have children, or embark on a journey if we knew these things would bring much pain to us? So, अगर हमें ऐसी फ्यूचर के बारे में पता होता है तो ऐसी कोई जानवर भी नहीं होगा जिसकी जैसे हम होंगे. Even animals, wild animals think about their future. If अगर हमें मतलब फ्यूचर के बारे में पता नहीं होता, हम फ्यूचर के बारे में पता होता तो हम कभी प्रे ही नहीं करते. We will never pray God. हमें जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती. हम बोलते ये होना ही है तो हम गॉड से क्यों मांगे किसी भी चीज को गॉड से क्यों मांगे? हमें पता है कि क्या होने वाला है. He will not change it. तो knowing the future I think it's a blessing for us from God. अगर फ्यूचर हमें पहले से ही पता होता तो we think we are lost. हम पहले ही सब कुछ खो चुके हैं. फ्यूचर जान के भी हम पहले ही सब कुछ खो चुके हैं.
No scope of life.
There's no scope of life, of course.
Happiness wouldn't make us happy, and
Sadness wouldn't make you happy.
sad much earlier.
Most importantly, nothing would make sense.
Nothing will
that
make
is
sense.
bad.
Nothing will make sense. And we will think that अगर आने वाले मतलब जैसे आसिम मैम ने बोला कि अगर आने वाले कभी कोई खुशी आने वाली है तो उस खुशी का कोई मजा ही नहीं रह जाएगा. क्योंकि हम जानते हैं ये खुशी होनी है. वो खुशी तब खुशी होती ही नहीं, तब गम होता ही नहीं, क्योंकि हम पहले जानते हैं कि यार ये होगा वो होगा, हमारा दिल टूटने वाला है, हम इतने खुश होने वाले हैं, ये होने वाला है. और पहले इस बुक के पहले मतलब इंट्रोडक्शन के बाद अस्मा राइट्स अबाउट इदा, द पीरियड ऑफ इदा, the period of grief for Muslim woman after losing her husband 4 months and 10 days. उसने बहुत सारे डेट्स मेंशन किए हैं कि जब मुझे उसका ये चीज याद आता था. when he reminds his care, when he reminds his care while she was pregnant, it hurts him. Then she again quotes the verse of Quran and ahadith, a quote from often quotes Ibn al-Qayyam, and she makes these things support herself at every moment. हम सब कुरान पढ़ते हैं, पढ़ा होगा माशाल्लाह सबने, बट कभी हम बोलते भी हैं इन्ना अल्लाह मा साबिरीन, पर जब इसकी बारी आती है तो हम नहीं कर पाते. That's what this book teaches. अब मैं इस बुक के टाइटल के बारे में बात करूंगा, The Temporary Gift. जब मैंने पहली बार इसका टाइटल पढ़ा, this will be something, someone has lost someone and she is grieving, she is crying, but this was more profound and deeper than that. It was, Asma says that Amar was a temporary gift from the Al-Wahhab for me. He was his owner. Even he is owner of myself. He is owner of my daughter named Ruqayya. He is owner of everything. He is owner of my father, my mother. If he will wish that I will take Ruqayya from Asma, he can. He has that power because he is the best owner. He has given this. Asma says, I kept myself satisfying on the name Al-Wahhab. He can give us, he can take it away. And जैसे आसिम ने बोला कि time heals. Time heals. When Asma at first saw the body of Amr in morgue, he's saying that he felt like this is the last day sun will rise. She was feeling darkness all around. She was hoping that next day sun will not rise. Like that of feeling. The next day sun rose again, and she understood that time will not stop for me. time will not stop for me. It has to run. And I have to heal with the time. And time heals everything. And this book has beautifully what I understood, that patience hurts at first. It hurts at first. Like we are in a dark room, suddenly light emerges. Firstly, it hurts our eyes. Then we see brighter things. We see good things. Then we think that, oh, light eye. It's like that. Patience is a light in darkness. अगर आप किसी दर्द में हो, किसी अंधेरे में हो, ये आपके लिए एक रोशनी है. पहले आपको दर्द देगी. You have to bear that. Then you will heal, inshallah. And Allah plans. He is the best of all planners. We have to be satisfied on it. May Allah हम सब को सब्र करने की तौफीक फरमाए और हमें ऐसे गमों से नजात दिलाए, और जब भी गम आए हमें रब के करीब होने की तौफीक दे. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
दिल से जो बात निकलती है असर रखती है. तो I'm speechless because the book is really fascinating, and we all must go through such book because it's really a masterpiece that left us struck and speechless at the moment. Well, I would love to invite Sajid to review his book.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाह. हमारे तीसरे बुक जो हमारा तीसरा बुक रिव्यू सेशन था, उसके बाद और चौथे से पहले हमारे दरमियान एक अजीम शख्सियत नहीं रही, मुनव्वर राना साहब. तो आज जो मैं बात करूँगा वो उनकी शायरी की तरफ. मुनव्वर राना साहब आपने सुना हो? मुनव्वर राना साहब, हाँ. तो मुनव्वर राना साहब के साथ मेरा जो पहली बार जब मैं उनके बारे में मुझे पता चला, जब ब्लूटूथ फ़ोन के ज़माने की बात है, 2012-13 की बात है ये. मेरे दोस्त ने मुझे एक वीडियो सेंड की, उसमें वो शेर पढ़ रहे थे बहुत ही प्यारा, कि माँ के बारे में, कि माँ जब बहुत गुस्से में हो तो माँ रो लेती है. तो ये वाली जो लाइन्स थी ये मुझे बहुत ही मेरे दिल के करीब आ गई. तो हमने इनको किताबों में तो मैंने इनको नहीं पढ़ा, सोशल मीडिया पे इनको सुना, बहुत अच्छा लगा. ये पहले वो ऐसे शख्स थे, या मैं ये कहूँ कि उर्दू गज़ल में ये पहले ऐसे इंसान हैं जिन्होंने ये माँ को गज़ल में इंट्रोड्यूस किया. एक्चुअली मसला ये है कि हमारे यहाँ पे गज़ल को इश्क या शायरी माना जाता है, औरतों से बातें करना, औरतों के मुतालिक बातें करना. कभी ऐसा हुआ ही नहीं कि हमें किसी ने ये इंट्रोड्यूस कराया हो कि गज़ल में हम माँ को भी डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. इनका एक शेर है कि किसी को घर मिला हिस्से में या कोई दुकान आई, किसी को घर मिला हिस्से में या कोई दुकान आई, मैं घर में सबसे छोटा था, मेरे हिस्से में माँ आई. तो इस तरह की बेहतरीन शायरी के माँ को और बेटी को इन्होंने अपनी शायरी में परोया है. ये खुद कहते हैं कि मेरी शायरी की जो जीनत है वो बेटी है, मेरी शायरी की जो जीनत है वो माँ है. वो शायरी करता है तो महबूबा बनाता है, मैं शायरी करता हूँ तो बेटी बनाता हूँ. मुझको हर हाल में बख्शेगा उजाला अपना, चांद लगता नहीं है रिश्ते में मामा अपना. मैंने रोते हुए पूछे थे किसी दिन आंसू, मुद्दतों माँ ने धोया नहीं दुपट्टा अपना. कितनी प्यारी लाइन्स हैं कि हमारी माँ के साथ हमारा ताल्लुक और हमारा ताल्लुक हमारी माँ के साथ और उनका हमारे साथ कितना गहरा हुआ है. कि माँ बैठे, हम सोए हुए हैं, हम बच्चे थे, हम जब रात को पेशाब वगैरह करते हैं छोटे बच्चे, तो माँ उनको उठाकर सूखी जगह पे रखती है और आज उन खुद गीली जगह पे सोती है. ये आज तो डायपर्स आ गए हैं, पहले के ज़माने की बात है. तेरे दामन में सितारे होंगे फलक, मुझको अपनी माँ की मैली ओढ़नी अच्छी लगी. तेरे दामन में सितारे होंगे फलक, مجھ کو اپنی ماں کی میلی اوڑھنی اچھی لگی. اوڑھنی چادر کو کہتے ہیں. تو سب سے پہلے تو ان کا ایک بہت بڑا جو تعلق ہے وہ صرف ماں کی شاعری پر ہے. ان کی شاعری 3 بڑے سٹیجز پہ ہیں. 3 بڑے ہم ڈویژن بتا سکتے ہیں کہ ایک تو ماں, اس کے بعد نیشنلزم, اور تیسری جو چیز تھی وہ خود ہی تھی. تو ہم سب سے پہلے تو ماں کو ہی ڈسکس کر رہے ہیں. جو ماں کے دودھ میں خودی, جو ماں کے دودھ میں خودی نہیں جاتی ہے, جو ماں کے دودھ سے خودی نہیں جاتی ہے, میرے مزاج سے یہ سیدی نہیں جاتی ہے. یہ اپنے آپ کو الگ نہیں کر رہے تھے اس چیز سے کہ ہمارے اندر وہ جو سیدی ہے, وہ جو خودی ہے ہمارے اندر, وہ موجود ہے. میں یوں تو آنسو ہوں میں ایک کمزور سا, لیکن یوں تو آنسو ہوں میں ایک کمزور سا, لیکن جب میں آتا ہوں تو سمندر کی طرح آتا ہوں. ایموشنز کی بات کر رہے ہیں یہاں پہ کہ جب ایک آنسو, کمزور سا آنسو آتا ہے, لیکن وہ اپنے ساتھ ایموشنز کا ایک پورا سمندر لے کے آتا ہے. جب میں آتا ہوں تو سمندر کی طرح آتا ہوں. بس سبب یہ ہے اندھیروں کے خفا رہنے کا, بس سبب یہ ہے اندھیروں کے خفا رہنے کا. میں منور ہوں منور کی طرح آتا ہوں. منور ایکچولی اجالے کو کہتے ہیں کہ مجھ سے اندھیرے اسی لیے خفا ہیں کہ جب میں آتا ہوں تو اجالے کی طرح ہی آتا ہوں. اس کے بعد ان کا ایک دوسرا بہت بڑا پہلو ہے جہاں پر انہوں نے نیشنلسٹ شاعری کی ہے, اپنے آپ کو انڈین منوانا چاہا ہے. ہمارے یہاں پہ انڈیا میں انفارچونیٹلی ایک چیز ہے کہ اگر آپ مسلم ہیں تو آپ کو یہ بتانا ہوگا کہ آپ ہندوستان سے محبت کرتے ہیں. تو ان کا ایک شعر ہے کہ مٹی میں ملا دے کہ جدا ہو نہیں سکتا, مٹی میں ملا دے کہ جدا ہو نہیں سکتا, اب اس سے زیادہ میں تیرا ہو نہیں سکتا. کہ ہم امر ہی کہاں ہوتے ہیں, اسی مٹی میں. امر ہم اسی مٹی میں ہوتے ہیں. دہلیز پہ رکھتی ہے کسی شخص نے آنکھیں, دہلیز کہتے ہیں, دہلیز پہ رکھ دیتی ہے, دہلیز پہ رکھ دی ہے کسی شخص نے آنکھیں, روشن کبھی اتنا تو دیا ہو نہیں سکتا. کسی نے ہمیں ہی ٹکٹکی باندھ کے دیکھنا شروع کر دیا ہے. اس سے زیادہ ہم کتنا خود کو پروو کر سکیں. بس تو میری آواز میں آواز ملا دے, پھر دیکھ کہ اس شہر میں کیا ہو نہیں سکتا. پھر ایک اور جگہ یہ کہتے ہیں کہ بادشاہ, یہ ان کی خودی کے بارے میں ان کا ایک شعر ہے, بادشاہوں کو سکھایا ہے کلندر ہونا. کلندر کہتے ہیں ایک ایسے انسان کو جس کو کسی چیز کی ضرورت نہ ہو, جو خود میں ہی بادشاہ ہو. ہاں, ملنگ. بادشاہوں کو سکھایا ہے کلندر ہونا, آپ آسان سمجھتے ہیں منور ہونا. ایک آنسو بھی حکومت کے لیے خطرہ ہے, تم نے دیکھا ہی نہیں آنکھوں کا سمندر ہونا. صرف بچوں کی محبت نے قدم روک لیے ہیں, ورنہ آسان تھا میرے لیے بے گھر ہونا. پھر ایک جگہ لکھتے ہیں کہ مٹی میں ملا دے میں جدا ہو نہیں سکتا, اب اس سے زیادہ میں تیرا ہو نہیں سکتا. پھر لکھتے ہیں کہ محبت کرنے والوں میں یہ جھگڑا ڈال دیتی ہے, محبت کرنے والوں میں یہ جھگڑا ڈال دیتی ہے, سیاست دوستی کو جڑ سے ہی مٹا ڈالتی ہے. پھر کہتے ہیں کہ کہاں کی ہجرتیں کیا سفر کیسا جدا ہونا, کہاں کی ہجرتیں کیسا سفر کیسا جدا ہونا, کسی کی چاہ پیروں میں دوپٹہ ڈال دیتی ہے. ایک شعر ہے کہ کہاں کی ہجرتیں کیسا سفر کیسا جدا ہونا, کسی کی راہ پیروں میں دوپٹہ ڈال دیتی ہے. منور رانا صاحب جو کہ ہمارے بیچ اب نہیں رہے, ان کی شاعری انہوں نے ہمیں ایک نئے باب سے انٹروڈیوس کرایا. ہم ان کی مقصد کے لیے دعا کرتے ہیں کہ اللہ پاک انہیں جنت نصیب کرے. ان کے ہی کچھ اور شعر میں آپ کے سامنے رکھنا چاہوں گا. اداس رہنے کو اچھا نہیں بتاتا ہے, کوئی بھی زہر کو میٹھا نہیں بتاتا ہے, کل اپنے آپ کو دیکھا تھا ماں کی آنکھوں میں, یہ آئینہ ہمیں بوڑھا نہیں بتاتا. اداس رہنے کو اچھا نہیں بتاتا ہے, کوئی بھی زہر کو میٹھا نہیں بتاتا ہے, کل اپنے آپ کو دیکھا تھا ماں کی آنکھوں میں, یہ آئینہ ہمیں بوڑھا نہیں بتاتا ہے. اور پھر ان کی وہ شعر جو ان کو امر کر گئے کہ ہم سے محبت کرنے والے روتے ہی رہ جائیں گے, ہم سے محبت کرنے والے روتے ہی رہ جائیں گے, ہم کسی دن سوئے تو سوتے ہی رہ جائیں گے. میں اپنے آپ کو اتنا سمیٹ سکتا ہوں، کہیں بھی قبر بنا دو میں لیٹ سکتا ہوں. اور اسی کے ساتھ شکریہ آپ کا بہت بہت، آپ نے مجھے سنا.
پیش کرتی ہوں کہ آپ سب یہاں آئیں اور اپنے انداز میں ڈفرینٹ بکس کو لے لیا اور اس پہ ایک اچھے ریویوز پیش کیے اپنے. اور اس کے مزید ہم نے آپ سب سے بہت کچھ سیکھا. ایز آئی سے وی ایوالو اینڈ وی ول کیپ ایوالونگ اینڈ لرننگ until we die. We have to learn from the womb of a mother till till the grave. So and I would love to extend my gratitude to Cafe X for granting us a platform where we could openly discuss books. And it is very unfortunate to mention that reading culture in Kashmir is on decline somehow. We have less readers in our community. Although I have no connection with the literature, yet I try to read. Even if I am not able to comprehend anything, I try to decipher lessons from it. I try to evolve, and we always have to learn. اس کے مزید آپ سب کا اظہار تشکر پھر سے، اور میں معذرت چاہتی ہوں آپ سب سے اگر مجھ سے کوئی بھی کوتاہی ہوئی ہو، بیکاز ایز آئی مینشنڈ اٹ آلریڈی آئی ایم اے اسٹوڈنٹ اینڈ آئی کین آلسو میک مسٹیکس اینڈ آئی کین آلسو اسکریپ اپ. اور میں اختتام کرنا چاہتی ہوں کچھ اشعار کے ساتھ جو کہ میرے پیر کے ہیں. وہ یوں کہ ہم صاحب انا ہے ہمیں تنگ نہ کیجیے، مغرور بے وفا ہے ہمیں تنگ نہ کیجیے، بہتر ہے ہم سے دور رہے صاحب کمال، ہم صاحب خطا ہے ہمیں تنگ نہ کیجیے.